And a happy Wednesday to everybody out there in television land, in the Wenatchee Valley, in north central Washington. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley has safely arrived on this Wednesday. It's the 19th day of September 2018. I am Dan Kuntz, once again for one more day, flying solo. Steve Hare will be back tomorrow. That's the plan. Anyway, thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCW Life Channel. Got a great show for you today. A couple of things I want to point out right away that you absolutely don't want to miss. Our very own Eric, I can't believe I agreed to do this. Grandstrom went to the Town Toyota Center yesterday. It was Kids Day. It was just a bunch of kids getting together and having a really good time, getting into the mood for Wenatchee Wild hockey. Eric took his camera there, and he got some great footage. It's super funny. It's super cute. Don't miss it. We're going to have that in sports here in just a couple minutes. That's the first thing I want to point out. Speaking of sports, great soccer match last night between the rivals, the Wenatchee Panthers and the East Mount Wildcats. We were there to cover the whole thing. Went into no score in regulation, then it went into a couple of sudden death overtimes. Finally went to penalty kicks. I'm not going to tell you how it finished out. We got the whole thing coming for you in sports when we got sports highlights. The other major thing I want to mention is a week ago Tuesday, back on the 11th, Tucker Wagner and myself went to the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center on Maple Street for just to kind of hang around and see the folks, and they invited us to come and have lunch and wander around with our cameras and have some fun. And we did, and we have a nice little feature for you coming up in the second half of the program. So the interview segment, the conversation segment that you're so used to on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, on the second half of this hour-long live program from Studio 4 is going to be our little visit to the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center from last week. You don't want to miss that. Not a bad weather forecast. Sunshine for the most part for the rest of the week. Little weak disturbances coming in on the weekend. Weather looks really good for the Wenatchee River Salmon Festival. Quite a bit of sunshine on Saturday anyway. Details are coming up. And we also have, of course, the obscure holiday, birthdays. Everyone is entitled to Mike Minotti's opinion today in history, and a whole bunch more. If you're ready and I'm ready, go ahead and put your trays in the upright position, put on your seatbelts, and let's go around north central Washington with a Valley View camera. Once again, our 4K camera at the very edge of Wenatchee Heights. We call it the cross camera because it's pretty close to the actual cross that everybody can see pretty much all over the north central Washington area and all over the valley. That is a great shot. Beautiful morning. Heads up, let's see, 12 hours, 20 minutes of sunlight today, 12 hours, 17 minutes of sunlight tomorrow. The autumnal equinox, Saturday at 6:54 in the evening. Celebrate it with somebody you love. Great shot of the Wenatchee, East Wenatchee area. Let's see what Kat has in store for us. She gets to decide where we go visit. She says we're going to go visit the Cashmere area with the Wenatchee River, US 2, US 97. People making their morning commute. The orchards sitting there doing their thing. Good apple harvest this year, by the way. Don't know about the pears yet. We'll check in on that. Beautiful view from that camera. I believe that's our Appalachians camera or Steins. It's the monitor camera. Of course, it's the monitor camera. Because you can see the monitor Hilton. It's right there. That's my bad. Camera 3. Kat says, let's see what's happening in Monument Hill. That's Quincy, I believe. Beautiful Quincy. Opportunities unlimited out there in Quincy, a great community. Thanks for joining us, Quincy. That's a beautiful shot there of the Quincy area. Good morning, Quincy. Good to see you. Finally, camera 4. We say hello to Billy Goat. Now, the sunrise at Billy Goat was about 15 minutes ago, and it was spectacular. The Columbia River plainly in view. You can see the Methow emptying into the Columbia River. You can see Pateros. You can make out Brewster. Can't quite see Bridgeport, of course. It's tucked behind that ridge there. And that little peak that you see way in the middle of your screen at the top there, that sticks out, that is Mount Kalispell. Kalispell spelt with a C, and that mountain is in Canada. It's about 30 miles north of the Canadian border. Unbelievable view. All of these cameras, courtesy of Localtel Sky-Fi high-speed wireless internet. That means you can get screaming fast internet to your home, and you don't have to have fiber. Call 888-8888 for all the details. From the National Weather Service, here's your forecast. No complaints at all. Very autumnal-like, even though we're still officially in summer. Quite a bit of sunshine today. Just a nice light breeze. Nothing to complain about. 74 our high today. It's 50 right now outside of our studios. Yesterday at this time, it was 44 degrees, so it's considerably warmer to start the day, which means it's going to be a little bit warmer in the afternoon. Yesterday's high was 72. Normal high, by the way, is about 76, so still a little bit below normal. Not a bad looking Wednesday at all. Tonight clear, 52 for the overnight low. Sunshine for the most part, with a few clouds coming in late in the afternoon. There's a weak system, not packing a great deal of punch, but we could see a late afternoon, early evening shower on Thursday. and a high of 74. A little blip in the radar, as you can see on Friday. It's going to be cloudy. Slight chance of some showers. If we get any precipitation at all on Friday, it will be in the morning, and a high of 74. Saturday, mostly sunny, not bad at all, about 72. Sunday, we wrap up the weekend, and a high of 71. Of course, Sunday is the first day of autumn. These temperatures just a little bit below normal. We still have a cool weather pattern. That's been the case really for the last week or so around north central Washington. All right, 5.5 minutes after the hour on this Wednesday, Grant Olson will be handling your news, and that is 1 minute away. And your news is brought to you by our friends at Cascade Medical. Trained with a physical therapist who loves the outdoors as much as you do. We're talking about Cascade Medical. They're partners in your health.
The physical therapists at Cascade Medical love the outdoors as much as you do. But sometimes where there's love, there's also pain. Let us help you get back to the activities that you love. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by Localtel. Goodfellow Charity Golf Classic is this Friday at the Wenatchee Golf and Country Club. Come for a fun-filled day of golf to raise funding and awareness for the Chelan Douglas CASA program. Manson Hydrofest is this Saturday and Sunday at Manson Bay Marina. There will be lots of seating in the park, great food, and fun for the whole family. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Wednesday morning, I'm Grant Olson in for Steve Hare with a look at your morning news headlines. Chelan County PUD commissioners have delayed until November 19th a hearing on higher power rates for cryptocurrency miners. A moratorium on high-density cryptocurrency requests in place since March was extended while the PUD creates a new rate structure for such operations. Because of low-cost power in the region, Chelan, Douglas, and Grant counties have seen a deluge of power requests from miners of Bitcoin and other digital currencies. Whether the PUD can supply all the power and new infrastructure being requested without increasing power rates for other power users has been a key point of the discussion. In addition, the PUD would like to see cryptocurrency miners move out of residential areas and has proposed higher rates for home-based operations than for those in commercial and industrial areas, which also would rise. An informational meeting on the rate proposals is planned for November 7th, and approval of the new rates could happen by December 3rd to go into effect April of 2019. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife reports a cougar was shot and killed late last week in the Clockham Creek area after reportedly killing 4 goats. The cat was shot around 9 p.m. Friday by the livestock owner who was granted a kill permit by Fish and Wildlife. The cougar apparently stashed one of its kills off the Malaga-Alcoa Highway near Tarpiscan Road. Fish and Wildlife said the adult male cougar, apparently healthy and apparently simply took advantage of a situation. Well, fire investigators continue to comb through the rubble of a house fire in Bridgeport. Fire crews were dispatched to Old Highland Orchard Road at around 10 p.m. Sunday, but by the time crews arrived, the house had burned to the ground. 2 residents in the home were able to escape the fire, but 2 others remain missing and are feared dead. The 2 missing people are reportedly husband and wife. Douglas County Sheriff Kevin Morris says the way the home was constructed is making it difficult to remove rubble.
Those metal support beams were unsteady, and there was a cinder block chimney that needed to be made safe, so we had to get some equipment in there and make it safe before investigators could get in there and really process the scene. So that slowed the process down. They're there today working on it, and I'm hoping by the end of business today we will have more information that I can get out.
Sheriff Morris says the cause and circumstances of the fire are still unknown. A former candidate for 12th District State Representative finds himself in a non-political controversy. NCW Life News Director Cal Fitzsimmons tells us more.
A website called Marathon Investigation claims J.D. Greening of Waterville, a former candidate for 12th District State Representative, made a bogus claim to gain entry into the 2019 Boston Marathon. Greening called the story one-sided and denied submitting the wrong time for his finish in the Wenatchee Marathon, saying his time was incorrectly cataloged by race officials.
I registered for the marathon. I had a red bib for the marathoners. I had my parents down with me. They took pictures. They took pictures with me right at the starting line. Somehow my race got cataloged as a half marathon.
Greening submitted a finishing time of 2 hours 43 seconds, which would easily meet the minimum of 3 hours 5 seconds to qualify for the Boston Marathon. But the Wenatchee race lists his time as being for a half marathon. A GoFundMe page was set up to help cover the cost of his ticket to Boston.
I had to GoFundMe for my trip to Boston. I immediately took that down. It was only just to help with airfare because, like, I'm in school. And so I immediately took that down. I only got $30. It's immediately going back to the person that donated it.
Greening said he emailed Ted Driven, organizer of the Wenatchee Marathon, shortly after learning he had been incorrectly listed as running a half marathon, but he did not get a reply. Attempts by NCW Life to reach race organizers Monday were unsuccessful. Greening was a candidate in the August primary race to replace Representative Kerry Condata as a 12th District representative, but he finished a distant 4th out of 4 candidates. He currently is a student at Eastern Washington University. Cal Fitzsimmons reporting for NCW Life.
Thank you, Cal, for that report. The Wenatchee River Salmon Festival returns for the 28th consecutive year to the Leavenworth National Fish Hatchery this weekend. Thursday and Friday are set aside for local students to learn about the importance of salmon to our area, and Saturday is for everyone. Corky Broadus told NCW Life's Dan Kuntz this morning there's something for everyone at Salmon Fest.
We can't get enough attention when it comes to having the Reptile Man, and he will be doing 2 shows at our main stage in Hatchery Park, and he will be performing at 12:30 and again at 4 o'clock. It's always a hit with him. We do have a new program in addition to the Native American Village. As part of the Native American Village is Beyond the Frame, which is now a wonderful photography exhibit that shares an incredible view and a look at what it means to be Native now in contemporary life, based on some of the very famous photographic work of Edward Curtis in the early 1900s. Wonderful activities. In addition to that, outdoor recreation. I can tell you, we're going to fill our ponds out there, and kids can hop in a kayak. There's going to be the climbing wall. There's a lot of outdoor recreation. The Boondockers are coming with their snowmobiles. I mean, it's going to be fun out there. Chalk art is coming back. There's a chalk artist, Christy Pease, who is the coordinator, and she's creating and having the children and the families on Saturday help build a huge chalk mural on one of the buildings at the hatchery. There is so much food booths,
Yeah, I was going to
music.
say, you can spend all day there because they will feed you.
And the key,
Yeah.
it is free.
Absolutely free.
Absolutely free.
A complete listing of activities and exhibits can be found at salmonfest.org. 3 city beer brewers are teaming up for the first ever Wenatchee Oktoberfest. Columbia Valley Brewing, Badger Mountain Brewing, and Wenatchee Valley Brewing will be joining forces along Wenatchee's Brewer Row between 1st Street and Palouse Street on North Columbia Street near downtown. The event is this Saturday, September 22nd from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tickets are $30 and $35 in advance and $40 the day of the event. Guests will receive 8 tasting tokens and a 4-ounce tasting glass. And that's a look at your morning news headlines. I'm Grant Olson in for Steve Hare, and I hope you join me later today for the NCW Life Evening News at 5, 6, and 10. Until then, have a great Wednesday.
Thank you very much, Grant. It is 14 minutes after the hour. We do have an update on this Bridgeport fire. Excuse me. This press release came from Douglas County Sheriff Kevin Morris late in the afternoon yesterday, and I'm going to quote directly from this press release. Again, this is from Douglas County Sheriff Kevin Morris. On September 18th, investigators located 2 bodies inside the burned residence that we've been talking about at 760 Old Highland Orchard Road in Bridgeport. Now, although the identity of the deceased cannot be positively confirmed until an autopsy is conducted, it is believed the bodies belong to 53-year-old Paul S. Desjardins, and his wife, 57-year-old Sandra L. Desjardins. An investigation into the cause and the circumstances of the fire, of course, are still ongoing. So we want to give you an update on that tragic situation up in Bridgeport. It's 1:15. Don't forget the news with Grant Olson comes your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. 5, 6, and 10 tonight is your 3 chances to check out the news with Grant Olson and Eric Granstrom in the sports chair. And also, of course, you can watch it on demand on our website. We live stream it if that's the way you want to consume your news, or you can watch it on demand right around 5:30 or 6 or so. It'll be available not only on our website, but on our Facebook page. And our website and our Facebook page are 2 of the many ways you can get a hold of us. Go to our website, click on the Contact Us tab, fill out the form, and we'll get it. If you want to email us, which is a great way to do it, just email us at news@ncwlife.com. You can pick up the telephone and call us on the hotline. You see it right there, 888-6295. You can go to our Facebook page and message us as well. If there's something out there you think deserves the attention of our award-winning news staff, have we won an award? I think we have. That's the way to do it. Get a hold of us, all right? Very appreciate it. 16 minutes after the hour, sports including highlights from a very exciting soccer match last night between Wenatchee and Eastmont, and a whole bunch more. When we come back, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Live this morning from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
Jurassic Quest is coming. See the largest and most realistic dinosaur event in North America. Experience the sights and sounds of living, breathing, even walking dinosaurs. Over 80 true to life-size dinosaurs and counting. It's educational, fun, and hands-on. Uncover huge fossils like a real paleontologist. Ride the big 24-foot dinosaurs. Enter the towering dinosaur inflatables. This event has doubled in size. Town Toyota Center in Wenatchee. This Friday through Sunday only. For guaranteed admission, get tickets now at JurassicQuest.com.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
And welcome back. It is just about 18 minutes after the hour on this Wednesday. I am Dan Kuntz. Sports. Wenatchee and Eastmont leave off the field of the Apple Bowl played 90 minutes of scoreless soccer last night. So they went all the way to the penalty shootout to decide the victor. Sebastian Moraga, Matt Wisen were there, as were our cameras. Your highlights.
There's the shot. Not a major problem for Haley Matthews. We'll just say it's Wenatchee. Right foot, the shot, and a stop once again. Can kick for the Wildcats. There's the shot. Beautiful strike. Low into the corner. 1-0 East. Springer, the shot. And it sails off the crossbar, and it's whistle. Fisher, right foot. Not a major problem for. There's Griggs, the shot. Whoa. And that one goes right in. Number 17, the shot, and a brilliant stop for Matt. Right foot, the shot, and the stop by Cora Fry, and Eastmont manages to stay alive. Eastmont alive in this penalty kick. Kura Konarek, the shot, goal. And steady Smith and Fry. Fry and Smith. Smith the shot, and Wenatchee takes this one by a final score of 3-2. Penalty kick, always tense, always nerve-wracking, and ultimately Wenatchee takes the Battle of the Bridge soccer style.
Very exciting soccer, very good crowd at the Apple Bowl last night. There you have it. Wenatchee remains unbeaten in Big 9 play with a 1-0 win in the shootout. And the other score that you see on the screen, courtesy of Les Schwab, Bridgeport blanked Manson 3-0. Les Schwab prep scoreboard. Let's talk about volleyball last night. Wenatchee shut out Sunnyside 3-0. Eastmont never really ended against West Valley. They lost 3-0. Quincy got the better of Kashmir in girls volleyball 3-1. Yesterday was Kids Day for the Wenatchee Wild, our own Eric Grandstrom. We love you, Eric. He was at the Town Toyota Center. Check this out.
Hundreds of hockey fans, young and old, turned out for the 2018 Wild Kids Day at the Town Toyota Center. NCW Life was there looking for talent.
It's time for hockey on NCW Live channel. Let's play hockey. It's time for hockey night on the NCW Life channel.
The free event featured t-shirts, games, fun activities, and a scrimmage between the Wild players. There were smiles all around, especially when Walt, the Wild mascot, made an appearance.
Hey, there's Walt! Hey, what? Hey! Yeah! Hello, Walt!
All right, with Walt here, can you guys give me a howl?
Ready? How?
So we're all wondering how the Wild are going to do this year. Are we going to finish in first, second, third? Where are we going to finish? Number one. Are you a Wild fan? Why are you a Wild fan? Fun. Sponsors included the NCW Life Channel, Crunch Pack, Ag Supply, Numerica Credit Union, the Tudor Doctor, and more. I believe Marcelo and Tice may be taking my place someday.
What do you think's going to happen tonight, Cello? Well, I think that, I don't know, what do you think? I think they're going to play hard in the scrimmage, and I don't know. Yeah, there probably won't be a lot of fighting because they're in same teams. Yeah.
Well, Walt's ready to go. Are you ready to go for another season of Wenatchee Wild hockey? Let's go Wild!
The Wild's home opener, by the way, October 12th, when they take on the Nanaimo Clippers. Well, Mike Leake had a rough day on the mound yesterday. Mariner offense lifeless again. We've heard that before. 7-0 the final. Houston got the better of the Mariners at Minute Maid Park. Leake allowed 5 earned runs on 7 hits, including a 2-run home run by Marwin Gonzalez. Robinson Cano, 3 for 4 at the plate, not bad. He contributed half of the Mariners' offensive output, which was nothing. Seattle and Houston wrap up the series today, 5:10 first pitch. Dallas Keuchel goes for the Stros. Mariner manager Scott Service doesn't know. He's going to have to survey the bullpen to see who will start for Seattle. By the way, with Seattle's loss yesterday, they're officially eliminated from winning the division. They're still in the wild card race. American League West action last night, courtesy of Les Schwab. The Angels nipped the A's 9-7 behind Caleb Cohart's grand slam home run. Mike Trout had his 35th bomb of the season. Blake Snell threw 5 scoreless innings in his major league leading 20th win of the season. Tampa Bay shut out Texas 4-0. The win moves the Rays 6 games behind Oakland in the race for the final wild card spot in the American League, and that is sports. At 23 minutes after the hour on this Wednesday, the 19th day of September, and today is National Talk Like a Pirate Day. Not a big fan of this day. I find it annoying, but it is what it is. It was started by John Bauer and Mark Summers, and the very first Talk Like a Pirate Day was June 6th, 1995, and then Mr. Bauer and Mr. Summers said, nah, that's also D-Day. Maybe we should move it. So they moved it out of respect of D-Day to September 19th. Nobody really paid much attention to International Talk Like a Pirate Day until Dave Barry, the humor columnist, profiled this day in a 2002 column, and since then it's gotten quite popular. Why, I don't know. I mean, pirates are criminals. They commit acts of violence and robbery on the high seas. They shouldn't really be celebrated when you think about it. But now, of course, we think of pirates as caricatures, I don't know. Dressed like a pirate today. Fun fact about pirates. William Dampier, who was an English pirate, was responsible for introducing the following words into the English language that we still use today. Caress, chopsticks, posse, barbecue, and snug were all original pirate terms that we use today. International Talk Like a Pirate Day. 24 minutes after the hour. Today in history. James Garfield was shot on July 2nd, but he didn't die until September 19th, 1881. That's a long time to suffer. 137 years ago, U.S. President James Garfield died of the wounds that was suffered when he was shot on July 2nd. Chester A. Arthur became president upon Garfield's death. Garfield and John Fitzgerald Kennedy are the only 2 presidents to die before the age of 50, and most historians and medical experts agree if they had simply sterilized their instruments, Garfield probably would have survived his wounds, but when they went in to find the bullet, they didn't sterilize their instruments, and he died of an infection on this date in 1881. 66 years ago today, Charlie Chaplin left for an around-the-world cruise, and the day after he left, the Secretary of State of the United States and the Attorney General said, "Charlie, you can't come back to the United States until you prove to us you're not a communist." And so he didn't. They denied his reentry. He had been living in the United States since 1910, but he was a British subject. He didn't have he wasn't a U.S. citizenship. Even though he had lived in this country for 42 years, he left to go on a trip, and they wouldn't let him back in, and he didn't come back to the United States for another 20 years. He was denied reentry. September 19th, 1990, 28 years ago today, one of my favorite movies of all time, Goodfellas, hit the movie screens. Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Ray Liotta, of course, directed by the legendary Martin Scorsese. Goodfellas hit theaters on this date, September 19th, 1990, and September 19th, 2011, 7 years ago today, Mariano Rivera of the New York Yankees surpassed Trevor Hoffman with his 602nd save to become baseball's all-time leading saves leader. He would retire 2 years later with the all-time record of 652 saves, and he will go into the Hall of Fame next year. I guarantee you that. And finally, we have some birthdays to get to. We lost this gentleman last year. He was born Bill Anderson in Walla Walla, Washington. He went to Whitman College, graduated from Whitman College, eventually changed his name to Adam West, moved to Hollywood, and became Batman. Adam West was born in the state of 1928, passed away last year at the age of 88. The original Batman, Adam West. The man who discovered the Beatles, Brian Epstein, born in the state of 1934, died at the tender age of 32 in 1967. He believed in these guys, didn't much care for rock and roll, but he saw them, was curious, heard about them in Liverpool. He owned a record store. He went down there, checked them out, said, "I think these guys might go someplace." He signed them to a personal management contract, and the most important thing that he did for the Beatles is he got them a record contract. Brian Epstein, the Beatles manager, born in the state of 1934. One half of the Righteous Brothers, Bill Medley, is 78 years old today. There's Bill. Ended up producing many of the big Righteous Brothers hits after they left Phil Spector and went out on their own. Bill Medley, the great Bill Medley, is 78 years old today. And Jimmy Fallon, the American comedian and talk show host, is 44 years old today. He is the 6th host of The Tonight Show. Jimmy Fallon, funny and talented, is 44 years old today. Speaking of funny and talented, everybody is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. That's right around the corner. And then a little feature that we put together that you're really going to like. We took our cameras to the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center last week to talk to the folks who work there and to talk to the folks who volunteer there. We had a wonderful time. It's a great feature. You're going to like it. It's all coming up between now and 8 o'clock. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
That's pretty much it. It's a great house, great neighborhood.
It's great. Sam's still getting used to the idea of moving.
Sam, you play basketball?
Yeah.
Let me show you something. Now I'm thinking, you put your hoop right here, and you even got enough room for a three-point line. One of the things I've noticed is that if you got a hoop in your driveway, you make friends real fast.
At Coldwell Banker Levine, our agents don't just understand real estate, they understand what home is all about.
It's the 28th annual Wenatchee River Salmon Festival this Saturday at the historic Leavenworth National Fish Hatchery. Visit the Native American Village, be eye to eye with the fish in the giant aquarium, play salmon games, and visit the exhibitors, including the Reptile Man, plus Birds of Prey and other performances. And as always, the Wenatchee River Salmon Festival is absolutely free. This Saturday, September 22nd from 10 to 5. For more information, swim to their website, salmonfest.org.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat. Poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Only one country could build a truck like this. Designed in California, engineered in Michigan, tested in Arizona, and assembled in Mississippi. Powered by Cummins of Indiana. The all-new Nissan Titan. It's an American classic. Is it on your list? Come down and see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Club Crow is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow Saturday nights. We have live bands to rock the night away. Club Crow is bringing comedy to Cashmere. Check out our Facebook page for upcoming dates. Live jam session first Sunday of every month. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
Hey, it's like Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, there's been lots of opposition to Nazism, all of which I agree with. However, for all our problems, this still is America. We're allowed to protest. Such protesting, etc., back in the days of early National Socialism would have landed me in a concentration camp. Now, if I remember correctly, the early camp inhabitants in Hitler's Germany were political oppositions of Nazism, not necessarily Jews. So I have to ask myself, would I have been so bold back then? If my life or my family's life and safety was going to be put at significant risk by opposition, either secret or open, would I have accepted that risk? And hardly risk, thank you, more of a sure thing. And what if the camps of our time now were for our Nazis, Confederate sympathizers, or others deemed to be racist and homophobic? Would I still oppose them? Something to think about. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. Goodfellow Charity Golf Classic is this Friday at the Wenatchee Golf and Country Club. Come for a fun-filled day of golf to raise funding and awareness for the Chelan Douglas CASA program. Manson Hydrofest is this Saturday and Sunday at Manson Bay Marina. There will be lots of seating in the park, great food, and fun for the whole family. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Eastern Washington. It's a great place to call home and a great time to own a home. It's the ideal place to lay down roots for your family and your future. Gisa Credit Union thinks Eastern Washington is a great place to own a home too. That's why we offer all kinds of home loans with personal attention every step of the way. We're your home. For home loans, we're Gisa Credit Union.
Tacos Chava has something new. Customers at Tacos Chava say it's the best Mexican food around. Nachos, enchiladas, tortas, ensaladas. And introducing camarones in many styles. You'll love the fresh salsa bar with so much selection. Are you ready for Tacos Chava? Find them at 2 great locations, the Wenatchee Valley Mall and Eniac. Tacos Chava, tan delicioso.
The NCW Life Channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and Other Stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life Channel is your local TV station.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, my friend Jay Young reached out to me and said, Dan, you got to come down to the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activities Center. They like to watch your show. They like to watch your TV station. They love the NCW Life Channel. They watch the news. And I said, I'll come down as long as I don't have to interview the guy in charge, Dave Tosh. And he said, you pretty much have to talk to Dave Tosh because he runs the place. And so here he is. He's been a guest on my show before, the executive director of the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, Dave Tosh. Good to see you, Dave.
Yeah, good to see you, Dan.
I haven't seen you for a while. How you been?
Well, I've been here 5 years. This is the first time I've seen you here,
Yeah.
but we have been down to the station, and we always appreciate being able to come down and talk to the folks. But this is a great day. You know, sun's out. We're having a big event today for lunch, our Western Day that we do every month, and always the second Tuesday. We have Prestige Senior Living at East Wenatchee. They're with us as our sponsor today for the event, and we appreciate that sponsorship. But yeah, we're going to have a good crowd today. Many of them will be dressed up in Western attire, and we obviously enjoy having people dress up and come to lunch and make some fun with it. And have a really good lunch, by the way. We have roast beef today, and it's good stuff. And as I say here, when we serve meat and potatoes, we tend to have really good crowds. Penny Peterson is our kitchen supervisor, and she's got a crew back there that are working at putting it all together right now. We have staff, but we also have a lot of volunteers that help us with the prep work. People like Jay Young are back there trying to help. Sometimes Jay gets in the way, but for the most part, he's doing a lot of stuff. And then I see we have another volunteer back there, Chuck Novak. A lot of folks in town know Chuck. He's been helping us out with lunch, and he's all dressed up in his cowboy outfit. But all we could manage with Jay was a hat. So he's
be happy with that, Dave. That's a victory.
That's a big deal.
That's a victory.
Yeah.
Talk about the importance of volunteers in the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. They're really the heart and soul of this place, isn't it?
Volunteers are absolutely critical to what we do here, and we're very fortunate to have some really good ones like Jay. Jay Young and his wife Diane have done a tremendous amount for us, watching over things, making sure that things get done. You know, just setting up tables and chairs is a big deal around here. We don't have a lot of folks that can do that. And so, yeah, just filling in on some of the things like prep work in the kitchen. And we may not see a lot of volunteers back there right at the moment because they're getting down to the bottom of it right now. But absolutely critical to have really good volunteers, and we're blessed to have a whole bunch of them. We allow everybody to come in and participate. I will say this: we do take federal money for the lunch program. It's subsidized by the federal government, and there are a few little things that we have to abide by, and that is that it's a suggested donation of $4, and that's for the seniors that are 60 years of age and over. If you're less than 60 years of age, then it's a mandatory $8. So there is a little bit of a restriction there, but we want everybody to come out here and laugh and smile and have fun. A lot of what happens here at lunchtime, it's not just the food, it's the social aspect of it, and that's a big deal. Western Day has always been something that we've done here. And Prestige stepped up to the plate and helps us with the cost of the meal because we're serving a really, really nice cut of meat, and it all works. And so we just stick with the same day every month so that we can put it on the calendar and don't have to think about it too much as to what day is it. Oh, it's a second Tuesday, and so we don't have to think about anything further than that. Yeah.
So is it cool if we wander around and visit with some folks and go in the kitchen and all that good stuff?
And you will see a whole bunch of folks with hats on and dressed up a bit. And
I better talk to the sheriff over there too and make sure he's keeping the peace.
Yeah, you're going to recognize a few folks. I didn't recognize him though today when he walked in. That's the first time we've managed to get him dressed up. So there's always a lot of firsts around here with Western Day.
Dave Tosh, the executive director of the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity. Anything else on your mind while I have you here, Dave?
Oh, I'll think of it later.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks for coming out.
No problem. Penny Peterson is the kitchen manager. I'm meeting her for the first time today, although we've met via email. which really isn't the same thing because, as you can tell, Penny's a pretty good-looking woman. We're about ready to go into the kitchen. What are we going to see when we pop in there?
We get to see how everything is done there in the kitchen. I think you're going to really enjoy it.
Roast beef, courtesy of Prestige Senior Living. So what's the challenge of making that? That's a lot of food.
Well, you got to make it taste good. So, and that's our goal, is to make everything taste good and look presentable. And it's a lot of fun. I've been here 6 years. Okay. Actually came in after the chef, and I've been here ever since. Best place to work ever.
It looks like it's a really nice kitchen. Now, it says kitchen staff only. Is it okay if we go in there with my camera person?
Yeah, let's go on in.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Boy, it smells good in here. It smells really good.
Good. It's roast beef today for our Western Day.
And it's a big piece of meat, isn't it?
It is. We serve a nice piece for them. My goal is to take care of them here. We're working with seniors. I want to make sure that they are well taken care of. We're getting a mixed kind of vegetable, and we'll get mashed potatoes and gravy and a salad. We usually serve salad every day with our meals.
And you do it all with the help of volunteers. No volunteers, and this doesn't happen, right?
That's exactly right. We can't do without our volunteers. We have to have volunteers, and they do a fabulous job for us. I can't talk enough about how well they do. They're very easygoing. They want to learn, and we couldn't do without them.
And it looks like you have some top-flight equipment in here.
Oh, yes. I have the best kitchen in town.
What are the challenges of cooking lunch for 125 people?
Where do I start? It starts from the menu to the ordering to the cooking to the serving. So there are several steps that we take because our goal is to take care of our seniors.
This is nice stuff. Can I have this?
No. What would I do without it? I have to have it. And these are wonderful state-of-the-art appliances. I'm very spoiled.
So what's in the convection oven right now?
That is our roast beef. It's already been cooked, sliced, and ready to go out.
As I mentioned, it smells really good in here. I mean, really, really good.
That's what draws them in. I don't know if you can hear, but we have the fan going. That's our little trick that we do. We put that fan on, and people can smell it outside. They want to come and have lunch.
As Dave mentioned, it's a really good deal. It's a suggested $4 donation for most seniors for 60 and under, which I qualify for, but just barely. It's $8. That's all it would cost me. You got to, as we mentioned before, you got to let them know you're coming. But for $8, I'm going to get an incredible lunch here, aren't I?
Oh, you definitely are. If you went out to a restaurant, it would cost you a lot more than that. So, and we do quality food. This is not nursing home food. This is between a home-cooked meal and a restaurant food meal. So you get good quality. I make sure that's what we do.
You could probably charge more and get away with it.
Oh, we could, but we won't.
Well, Dave Tosh promised a local celebrity, and by golly, he delivered. We got Chuck Novak here. You're looking good, by the way, Chuck.
Thanks a lot. It's Western Day here at the Senior Center.
Introduce your folks to our viewing audience. What are you doing here, Chuck?
What am I doing here? I'm volunteering in the kitchen, mostly in the setup of the coffee, that stuff, silverware, and then helping clean up, washing the dishes.
I understand that Penny is quite the taskmaster. Pretty much keeps you guys, on the straight and narrow.
Oh, absolutely. She's not the only one. Jay Young's sort of my boss in the volunteers, and he's doing that too. You ought to talk to Jay. He's been in the community a long time, retired teacher from high school, very popular. All my kids had him one time or another at school. So he's certainly worth talking to.
Well, I had Jay as well, and he passed me, believe it or not.
Well, I don't know what to say to that one.
Chuck, when you're not hanging around here, what are you doing?
Well, I'm a retired anesthesiologist. Spent 26 years in the community, then about 10 years at the University of Washington, then moved back to Wenatchee. It's a great place to live. It's a great place to raise kids.
You've probably seen a lot of people sleep.
I have, about 45,000 over my career.
That's pretty good. Did you bring any, leftover tanks when you retired? A couple for the garage here, Chuck?
Well, I was thinking about it, but it ended up not doing that.
We're going to go see if we can find this Jay character. He's probably visiting with somebody. Thanks, Chuck. Well, the man responsible for us being here is to my immediate right, a longtime friend of mine. I've known Jay for a long, long time. And my guess is the only other person who's fallen asleep more than Chuck Novak is Jay Young. And you're not even an anesthesiologist. No, you were a very good teacher. You always kept me informed.
Well, thank you very much. I enjoyed it a lot. I had 47 great years at the high school, and it was enjoyable for me.
And now you're here, and this is, by the way, this is Jay's office. You are in charge of washing dishes.
I am, and you know what? I enjoy it. It's a great group to work with, and getting to know the folks outside there has just been a delight. Sometimes my boss is a little tricky, but otherwise it's okay.
Yeah, we just interviewed Chuck, and he said that Penny's pretty tough taskmaster. Really kind of keeps you folks on the straight and narrow.
She does. She really does. Yeah.
Talk about the impetus of our visit. You called me, what, 2-3 weeks ago, and said, Dan, you got to come down because...
Well, there's a lot of misconceptions, I think, about the senior center. We get asked questions like, how many beds do you have here? Do you have to be a member to eat lunch here? And so we thought maybe if we could get some of the reality out there. This is a great place for people to come and socialize and eat. Food here is marvelous. You know, daily they have good lunches for them. So I just thought it would be nice for people to realize what happens here. So that was kind of the reason I called you.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you did, because I mean, I can't wait for that roast beef.
Oh, you'll love it.
So why did you get stuck with the dishwashing duties? I mean, it's a commercial kitchen. There's lots of things to do, and this is probably the most menial job you can find. Obviously, Penny knew what she was doing.
Well, I tell you what, we came in, we started eating, Diane and I, my wife, she's over there with the dishes. And so we came in and we started eating, and one day I noticed that they didn't have somebody on the outside putting plates through. So I just kind of meandered over there and started. Then I started coming here, and boy, it's just a wonderful environment. And it's something I enjoy. I enjoy coming down here. I think of my students once in a while, but being here has been really satisfying for me. So, and I'm really good. I mean, I'm really good at this. This is, you haven't seen somebody run somebody like this till you watch me go.
Well, that's a Hobart brand. That's like an adult portion, Jay.
It's a good time.
Are you licensed to do this?
Well, yeah, you know, I had some experience when I was bowling over at Eastmont Lanes. They have a big one like this. Mm-hmm. I used to wash my bowling balls. Oh. So I'm actually really trained on this.
It's Jay Young, bowler extraordinaire, by the way. He's bowled over 6 300 games.
Well, yeah, not
added together, I mean.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Not, there were a couple that weren't sanctioned, but yeah. But it was great, and I had a good time with that. But this is a new part of my life, a new phase, and again, it's been very enjoyable to be here.
Well, I want to thank you for the invite and giving us a chance to come back here and check out the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center behind the scenes.
Well, thank you for coming. We appreciate it very much. I look forward to seeing it when it televises.
Oh, we're not putting this on TV. No, I'm just humoring you, Jay.
Can I get a coffee?
Dan Kuntz, NCW Life News. Every Tuesday, after they scarf down a bunch of roast beef, it's time to do some dancing, and Marvin Tucker is in charge of the music. Good to see you, Marvin.
Yeah, thank you very much. Nice to be videotaped today. It's crazy.
Tell me about your gig here. What exactly is it that you do on Tuesday afternoons?
Well, on Tuesday afternoons, we set all our equipment up here, and we play some good old country music or whatever they want to hear, basically. And we do that. We do it for an hour and take a little break. They have a little bit of snacks over there, and then we come back, play another hour, and then that's basically what we do.
You've been doing this, you said, for about a year and a half?
Yeah, pretty close, about 17 months, I guess now.
Well, in Music Talk, how did you get this gig?
Through a friend that said they needed somebody down there to put a little band together, and talked to the main man here, and that's how it all started. And I came in here and been here ever since.
How many, you're a guitarist?
Yeah, I'm a guitarist, yes.
And how long have you been playing the axe?
Since I was in the 6th grade.
Wow. So about 10 years?
Yeah, thanks a lot. Hey, this guy's my friend for life, man, I tell you.
How many songs do you know?
Well, you know, probably 400 or 500. There's just so many that I forgot that I knew years ago, and I'm trying to redo them, you know. But yeah, there's a lot of songs out there, you know. I mean, people just keep requesting songs that you forgot you even knew. Then you got to go back and go over them and do them, you know. So
What are some of the songs that you play every time you do these gigs, and you know it's going to go over well?
Well, they like the good old country music like Hank Williams, you know, We Do Your Cheating Heart, things like that, and Johnny Cash, you know, Folsom Prison Blues. They love that kind of stuff there, you know. And waltzes, they love waltzes, so we do have a lot of waltzes for them. And it's just a good combination of what we do for them, you know, as far as different types of music. Cha-chas, they love the cha-chas. So they always seem to have a nice time, and we do too.
Now, you don't play here for a couple of hours. You're just getting tuned up and warmed up and getting all the equipment here.
I come in early because usually the piano player comes and plays for the lunch group. And so I try to get it in here before she gets here, so I'm not in her way. So that's basically what.
So who else? We probably should give them credit because they're not here. Who else is in your group?
Well, Mike Kelly is the bass player, and normally we have a steel guitar player, like I was telling you earlier, and his name is Larry Chester. So we have Larry Chester on steel, Mike Kelly on bass. Larry couldn't make it this week, so just Mike and I. But see, Mike and I played together for several years here without the steel, so we know all of our stuff real good, you know. But Larry Chester and I played together in a band called SRO, Standing Room Only, for about 10 years. So him and I were, you know, right on track with each other, you know. So, but the combination of that steel guitar, they love it here. They like that country music.
So we have our lunch being served right at noon. We do this Monday through Friday at the Senior Center, and today happens to be Western Day, so we're serving up a really nice dish of roast beef and mashed potatoes and all the trimmings, and we draw a pretty good crowd for this because it's a really nice meal. And so we have some of our staff and mostly volunteers that are helping us serve the meal to all of our seniors. It'll take us about 10 minutes, 15 minutes to get everybody served. As you can see, we got a lot of people here to help today, and that's appreciative of all of our volunteers.
It looks like some of these know exactly what they're doing. They can carry 4 or 5 meals at a time there. That's impressive.
Some are better than others. I have managed to get up to 5 plates myself. I don't know how I do it, and I've never spilled one, but yeah, some of them have to do 2, some of them do 3, some of them do 4. But you know what? We really appreciate our volunteers and everything they can do for us. We have some folks with some mobility issues, and it makes sense that we would bring the meal to them. So yes, we do bring the plates to everybody that comes for lunch.
And we can't stress this enough, but people really, just folks from the general public should come down and check it out on a Tuesday. What do they have to do to say, okay, I want to be a part of this? What do they do, Dave?
Well, we prefer that they call us and make a reservation because we are never sure how many are going to show up for lunch, and we have to know how many we're preparing the meal for. So we ask at least the day before to make a reservation, but they can do it in advance by several weeks, or they can come in and they can do it over the phone, take a copy of our menu and circle the dates they're going to be here, put their names on the menu and give it to the front desk. It's all about trying to keep our head count straight so we know what we're doing as far as the number of meals. This is a government food program that we're administering, and so we have a dietitian that approves all of our menus and meets all the requirements for a good, well-balanced meal. Yeah.
And judging by your waistline, you don't have any dietary restrictions at all.
Yeah, just ask my wife. Yeah. I try really hard, but it's hard. I have to sit and eat with everybody because I want to eat the meal, not because I have to. It's good stuff.
I'll let you get back to work, Dave.
Okay, thank you, Dan.
No problem.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. Jurassic Quest is happening Friday through Sunday at the Town Toyota Center. Kids can check out the dinosaur exhibit, science stations, fossil digs, inflatables, and more. Bring the family to the Wenatchee River Salmon Festival happening this Saturday at the Leavenworth National Fish Hatchery. There will be education, hands-on activities, entertainment, and more. For more information, visit ncwlife.com.
What's your auto mocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Frappuccino.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha pepitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Jurassic Quest is coming. See the largest and most realistic dinosaur event in North America. Experience the sights and sounds of living, breathing, even walking dinosaurs. Over 80 true to life-size dinosaurs and counting. It's educational, fun, and hands-on. Uncover huge fossils like a real paleontologist. Ride the big 24-foot dinosaurs. Enter the towering dinosaur inflatables. This event has doubled in size. Town Toyota Center in Wenatchee. This Friday through Sunday only. For guaranteed admission, get tickets now at JurassicQuest.com.
The Cottage Inn has been a Wenatchee Valley landmark since 1940, making it one of the longest-running locally owned restaurants around. And it's better than ever. Steak, seafood, and their famous homemade desserts for dinner, wonderful lunch items, and breakfast on Sundays, all made from scratch and at an affordable price. It's no wonder the Cottage Inn has been so popular for over 75 years. Enjoy a fabulous meal today at the Cottage Inn on Easy Street in Old Station.
You can buy fruit almost anywhere. From first off the tree to first in your hands, Lone Pine offers seasonal fruit from their farm and around the region every day. Make Lone Pine your latte stop with coffee from Blue Star Coffee Roasters and a fresh piece of fruit pie. Take a break with a friend and order a cold micro beer or a glass of Northwest wine. Bring the whole family and enjoy a Lone Pine lunch or a fresh shake in their park-like setting. Lone Pine Fruit and Espresso on Highway 97.
And we are back at 56 minutes after the hour on this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz. Special thanks to M. Tucker Wagner, content producer extraordinaire. He did a great job putting together that little package that you just saw with our visit to the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. And I know we talked about this during the video that you saw, but I can't stress this enough. All you got to do is give them 24-hour notice. Just give them a call Wednesday at noon and say, I'd like to come down and have lunch at your fine establishment on Thursday, just so they make sure they have enough food prepared. They're great people, great time to socialize. The Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, one of the crown jewels of North Central Washington, and they put up with me and Tucker for a couple of hours. They should get an award for that. Let's take a look at your weather forecast from the National Weather Service. Very autumnal, although we are still officially in summer and will be until Saturday night at 6:54 in the evening. That is the autumnal equinox. And the days will continue to get shorter and shorter. Sunshine today, very pleasant, high of 74. Hit 72 yesterday with a few high clouds, so pretty much just take what we had on Tuesday and repeat it, just a little bit warmer. Clear tonight, 52 for the overnight low. Thursday, quite a bit of sunshine again, a little cooler, 72 under filtered sunshine on Thursday. Now Thursday night, there's going to be a weak system coming in. It's going to pack a little bit of rain, not really expecting showers. If it happens at all on Thursday night, spilling into Friday, it'll be in the evening hours Thursday night, early morning hours on Friday. Just about a 20% chance of showers Thursday night and Friday. We need rain. We're in a long spell of without any real measurable rain since June. We could use rain. Good looking weekend. You're going to go out and about Saturday. You're going to head up to Manson to check out the hydroplanes, or maybe to Leavenworth for the annual Salmon Fest on Saturday. It's going to be a gorgeous day. Quite a bit of sunshine on Saturday, high of about 72 degrees. Quite a bit of sunshine Sunday for the first day of autumn, and a high of 71. Then we warm up just a little bit. Mid-70s on Monday and Tuesday. Got to get in as much golf as I possibly can during this time of the year. Preview for what we got coming up for the rest of this week and into next week as far as guests are concerned. Tomorrow we're going to replay the interview that we did yesterday with Corky Broadus and the crew for the Wenatchee River Salmon Festival. We're going to watch that again, and that will be on Thursday's edition of this program tomorrow. On Friday, my guest will be Robert Dietz, who's the chief economist for the National Association of Home Builders. He's going to be in town on Thursday night at the Wenatchee Convention Center delivering the housing forecast. He's one of the bigwigs who knows what he's talking about, and then on Friday morning before he has to leave town, he's going to drop by and do an interview with me. That's Robert Dietz, the chief economist for the National Association of Home Builders. That will be on Friday's program. On Monday, our friend Jessica Johnson will be back from Sage. We love our friends at Sage. They have a big event coming up. Jessica asked if she could come on the show on Monday. She'll be here on Monday. On Tuesday, it's Sherry Poppy for the Wenatchee Sportsmen's Association. Their Youth Hunting and Fishing Day is Saturday, September 29th. It's a big day because we want to get the younger generation involved in the outdoors, be it camping or hunting or fishing, to pass it on to the next generation. We'll talk about that with Sherry. That'll be on Tuesday. And a whole bunch more. We got a really busy week. This is the busy time of the year for us. on the NCW Life channel. And a programming reminder, tomorrow night for the Wenatchee High School Gymnasium, we will have volleyball for the first time ever live on this very television station. Everybody have a great Wednesday. Thanks for starting your day with us. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.